Well, good weekend, all. I'm Epstein, and here we are with your financial market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening, as we're here now on Friday, the 19th of April, 2024, and what a week. I mean, you know, if you think back to last Saturday, Israel gets attacked with 300 and some odd drones. We had heard what Israel was going to do. They were going to lash back, and all the allies were against it. Then we had Passover holiday coming, and many of us thought, well, they won't do it over Passover. I certainly wouldn't think they would have. So they didn't. What none of us saw was they would do it right now in a very surgical manner, sending the same message, I believe, that Iran sent to Israel with lighted up drones, very slow moving in the sky, everything being hit. It was pretty well telegraphed. And I think Israel's, when they finally saw what Israel was doing, was well telegraphed. Where it went by the nuclear sites, but didn't hit really anything that we're hearing about, including military bases. And it was a point that we can hit you, you can hit us, this has got to end. And I think that's where it ended, because everybody could do more. We realize that. And there'll be the arguments, well, Israel's got better defenses. We don't want to get to that point. That's a bunch of nonsense, all right? I let it go back, and you're never going to stop it, all right? I haven't seen it stopped in my lifetime. The Mideast is always a hotbed, always a hotbed. And when you look at it, it'll go back to the proxy fighting and whatever, which tones everything down a little bit. But when it happened last night, you saw the gold market soared up to $24.33. Silver market got up again to $29. The dollar didn't move much. You can't say that the dollar soared. It got up to 106.18. It was the Swiss franc that took off for 100 points and gave up practically all of it over the whole course of the day and just closed minor higher. Okay, important to note. Will we start seeing the dollar versus the euro flip around here? That's what some of us are looking for. In the grain markets, good short covering. Now think of where you're at in the grains. The corn crop's really getting in. Soybean planting will just begin about now. You'll get up 3%, 7, 10% of the number that it's done, but it's early. It's April. So many parts of the country won't be planting beans just yet. Bonds and notes did have a heck of a rally. And look, you got up in the 10-year to 116.15 as the market panicked. When we had heard that Israel was attacking 108.22, these markets gave back a chunk off of that. And you went nowhere in the energies after they first rallied dramatically. They added almost $4 a barrel to the price of these markets, and it gave back literally all of that. So an important day that you did see. So when we take a look at the gold market, what can you say? It's up for the month, 8.16%. It's acting quite good. It's outperforming the other asset classes. For the moment, it's certainly outperforming Bitcoin and Ether and all those type of things. For the week, the market was up 1.79%, still a very nice weekly gain. The pattern has been one where the markets come up, and I think interestingly today, the market didn't roar with the other markets around it as the stock indices came cracking down pretty hard, and gold didn't respond to the upside. It certainly saw what was going on in energies. It didn't respond. Is that a sign that maybe it's got up high enough on this particular move and needs to consolidate? I want you to think about that. You still have the higher low, higher high pattern. You're still over all the key moving averages. It's bullish, but it is a vertical rise. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, almost 6 weeks over the upper band. That's a lot. So just be a little cautious here. At some point, you start your consolidation. Maybe that was the warning signal. I didn't say bearish. The consolidation, there's a very big difference there. And you're not embedded yet. You're overbought. Okay, I'll stick with what I'm giving you ideas on. When you come to the gold-silver ratio on a weekly basis, the silver overall is gaining on the market. So that's gaining on that. And you could see it's the same type of pattern, but nowhere near as many weeks over the upper band. 1, 2, 3 weeks. You rarely go beyond 5, and you are overbought. So a bit of a pause might be in line here, so just be ready for that. The copper market's been on an absolute tear to the upside, up 5% this week. Just to give you an idea. Let's see if I can get this to come back a little bit. The week before, it was a 0.53. The week before, I'm just looking at the weeks up 5.7. So if you're chasing the market up here, from this one down week, up 5, 5.5, nearly 6, and now you add another 5. I don't think that you want to necessarily go chasing copper at these levels. You can. I welcome you to do it. You're in overbought territory and you're stretching out over the upper Bollinger Band. I will wait. The market that got dragged along, not a leader, but a draggard, that's what it was, is the platinum, and you see that. It paid attention to the 200-day average and to the upper Bollinger Band and got thrown back a bit, certainly in the bull camp. There'll be traders that probably step in at 9.25 with stops under that 888, looking to see if the market can come out of all this upside action to the upside eventually. And in the dollar, still very strong. You've got a bit of a vertical price rise. You haven't really corrected on a weekly basis. You made a higher high each week. Since you were at 102.30, you're now 300 points above that up here. I wouldn't mind a little correction in the market or staying under the right-hand side of the Bollinger Band. That would satisfy me, and just work your way higher and embed. Where do I think you could go? Why can't you make a run to the 110 level over time? I see nothing wrong with that. I'm ready for corrections. You've just gotten over this, your third week over the 100-week average, and you haven't given yourself a correction yet. Am I bearish? Absolutely not. I'm still very much in the bull camp. So you put it all together, and these are the way I look at the markets, and you see where they're at. Should be fun. So in the mornings, first thing that I do each morning is I put out an update for my subscribers, and I'm actually asking them this week if they want me to change it for an hour later. I'm finding some people have written me, Ira, can you just do these 1 hour later, which would be 6 o'clock Central Time I'd record. Other parts of the country, it wouldn't be the middle of the night for the far west, Asia. And I have clients all over the world. So I'm putting out a questionnaire to them. And if they like it, the idea, I'm up anyways. I'm up 3, 4 in the morning. I can write my newsletter more. I'll work out, and then I'll just do that at 6 in the morning. So I'm asking, we might be changing the time. But if you'd like to see what I do and how I do it, just go to our website, iraepstein.com, and go to the word research, and you can take a look at what I've got. I'm Ira. You have yourself a good weekend.